figure out which Super Bowl it was, but like it's just like XXL, X 105 million.
Yeah.
All right, good to go.
We're good to go?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 3 of the Sports Rant with Mike and Ant podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're listening right now, make sure to follow us on all our social medias at Sports Rant Pod. We got Instagram. We got a YouTube channel now, so make sure, I'm sure if you're seeing this, you're on the YouTube.
It's probably on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not on anything else yet.
Yeah. We're getting there, though.
We're working on getting on Spotify and Apple and whatever else. iHeart, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I heard. Maybe
Yeah.
could be a thing. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning into episode number 3. Today we got a good show with a fun fact that's coming up very shortly.
Ooh.
That Ant's gonna try to guess in a second. But yeah, shout out the Third Wheel Podcast Studio for having us. Shout out our executive producer M Wood.
We got our first 2 episodes out.
Yeah, it's been cool. I mean, there's people that have been reaching out to me saying like, oh, good stuff on the pod, and I'm like, oh wow, they're like tuning in. Like I didn't even know.
People are watching. People are listening.
Yeah. So shout out everybody that's been tuning in, watching, listening. We
Yes.
really appreciate it. All the support is very helpful, and we're trying our best. So
Yes.
we're getting back into it. It's like relearning how to ride a bike, essentially. But yeah, we really enjoy it.
But it's like it's almost easier because it's just talking.
Yeah, no,
It is really easy to just sit here and chat because I talk to you all the time. So like it's easier than riding a bike.
It's so funny because we spent so much time talking sports.
Yeah.
Throughout our 4 years in college, and it just kind of came natural to us. And it's like, imagine if we had a camera in front of us, with a microphone.
Yeah, it's almost like the hardest part is I'll be trying to talk to you sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I should just do it on the show or do it when we're live.
Yeah,
But it's good now. We're live.
I know.
We're here.
And that is a truthful thing that Ant just said. We hold everything for the podcast. We don't talk about anything. We try to keep it away because we want honest live reactions and just authenticity with what we're saying.
Half the time, I don't even know this guy's alive, so I'm just waiting.
It's really hurting their friendship. They don't talk anymore.
I know.
Outside of us.
It's like we sit around and just like, oh, what do we talk about? I don't really know. Ice cream flavors, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we did talk about that last time.
Yep.
Fun fact, I got strawberry for my flavor of the week. So good. It was that kind of strawberry ice cream that doesn't have chunks of strawberry in it, which is the best for me. That's my favorite. But yeah, you do anything interesting in this week?
No, man, just working. Just keeping myself busy. Just working a lot. I'm actually headed on a cruise this upcoming Friday.
Ooh.
So just trying to get in as many hours as I can possible. Just trying to get a few things done. Had a few lunches over the weekend. Nothing crazy. I mean, went shopping. Try to get some swimsuits and flowy button-up shirts for the cruise.
Yeah. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome, man.
So nothing crazy. What about you? Talk to me.
I was home actually this past week, and I had a wedding this weekend. My cousin Christian and my now cousin Kat, who you know very well.
Yeah.
They had a very lovely wedding in Groton, Massachusetts. It was so fun. I love a wedding, especially with like my family. We just have such a good time, and it was beautiful ceremony. The venue was awesome. The hors d'oeuvres were unbelievable.
They were hors d'oeuvre.
I love, yes, they were hors d'oeuvre. I love, I just love everything. It was so fun. Thanks, guys, for having me. I was in the wedding party.
Nice.
I was a groomsman, pretty big deal. And yeah, thanks. Shout out Christian and Kat. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Christian and Kat. That's really awesome.
Yes.
That sounds like a lot of fun. That's cool.
So
spending time with some fam. That's good.
Yes, dude. I love being home. It feels like such a different place to out here. Everything, it feels like a lot more like slowed down, like in a good way. It's like you can like exhale at home sometimes, because out here it just feels like there's so much going on, and everywhere you look, like there might be like a camera or like some like important person, or not to hype it up too much, but I don't know. It feels a lot faster paced out here, and can be a little exhausting sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. There's always something going on. It's nonstop. It's go, 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 like all the time out here. There's no real time to really chill. There's so much to do, and
unless you're here. Well, I even say that, but we're on camera, so. Yeah. Cool. So I hear you got a nice fact for us. Episode 3, the fact related to number 3. My guess would be Steph Curry. Something about Steph Curry and 3-point shooting. That's my guess.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
And
it would have. So it's
yeah.
not. Okay.
It is not.
All right.
Steph
So
Curry.
what do you got? Okay.
That's a solid guess.
Yep.
But I'm gonna switch it up here a little bit. So this is our 3rd episode officially, 3 in, And we haven't talked my favorite sport and my number one sport, baseball, yet. So
Okay.
this is going to be a baseball-related
Baseball
fun fact.
episode. Episode 3, the baseball episode, of first of many.
Yep, first of many and first of our fun facts that deal with baseball. So
Go for it.
this one today, I'm going to explain this one to you. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I think you would know essentially what it means. So I'm assuming, since we're on episode 3, you know what the Triple Crown is, correct? Like, you've heard the term Triple Crown. Have you ever heard that?
I've absolutely heard the term Triple Crown. I could probably guess what it is, but at the moment, embarrassingly, I don't think I could just confidently say it.
Isn't that in horse racing?
I think that might be a thing in horse racing. Yeah, you might be onto something there.
I'm also thinking like football,
Yes,
like Jamar Chase.
yes, and Cooper Cup.
Do they call it the Triple Crown
Yes,
in football too?
yes,
Okay,
they do.
so
They
what
do
is it
call
in
it-
baseball then?
Okay, so you know the Triple Crown in football. It's receptions, yards, and touchdowns.
yeah.
Okay, so baseball, it's essentially the same thing, but I'm gonna have you take a stab at it. Just
Yeah,
real quick.
okay,
I just
good,
wanna
good,
know-
'cause I wanna guess.
Yeah, I would like to see you guess. So Triple Crown in baseball, same exact concept for football. 3 categories you must lead in.
Okay.
So if you had to take a stab at it.
Right off the bat, home runs. Mm-hmm. It's got to be. Mm-hmm. Then I'm gonna say hits, not hits.
Not hits.
Okay. Home runs. I'm gonna say RBIs.
Correct.
Okay, home runs and RBIs, but not hits. And I don't think it would be stolen bases.
No.
I don't think it would be successful bunts, but that would be cool.
Wow, that's a wild one.
Dang.
You're very close with the hits thing.
If it's not hits, on base percentage,
Close.
errors forced. No, that can't
No.
be it. I'm stumped. What is it?
Okay, so you were very close with.
Strikeouts thrown. No, that's Otani.
So it is home runs, RBIs, and batting average. So that's why you were very close with the hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
On base percentages.
Yeah, it was very close. But so
That's
those
sweet.
are
Okay.
the 3 major hitting categories, and they also have a Triple Crown for pitchers as well. So pitchers, it would be, if you had to take a stab at it.
It would be strikeouts.
Uh-huh.
What else does a pitcher do?
It's kind of like this.
Out. No. Strikes maybe. The most strikes thrown.
No.
No. Okay. The worst batting average that you hold others to.
Okay, kind of close.
That
Kind of
seems a little
close.
convoluted. Most successful fights. You know, when they charge the mound, like most knockouts. No, what is it? Strikeouts.
You hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's essentially like the batter's batting average. For a pitcher, it's their ERA, their earned runs allowed. So
Okay.
the lower the number is, so for a really, 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 really good pitcher, your ERA is 1 point something. So it could be 1.35, 1.50. So that's basically it equates to how many runs they give up per 9 innings and per start. So if you're a really, really good pitcher, you want an ERA that starts with the number 1, 2, or even 3 at times. Anything above 4 and above is not good.
Is bad. What if it was like 0.9?
Then so there was a guy last year.
0.09.
Yeah, there was a guy last year that had 0 point. He had a very low ERA.
Yes.
And he was a reliever, so he doesn't throw as much, but
Okay.
he gave up very few runs. I think he gave up like a total of 6 runs the entire season, which is like unreal.
Yeah.
But
That's a closer right there.
Yes,
That's
yes, he was a closer. So that's the Triple Crown. So they have it for hitting and for pitching. So that essentially means you're the best hitter or pitcher, pretty much, because to lead in all 3 of those categories is
That's sweet.
damn near impossible. So I want to talk about the Triple Crown for hitting specifically.
Let's do it.
Because it is a very rare feat to hit, and I'm going to explain how rare it is. Okay, so to lead in batting average, which is very, very hard to do, to lead in home runs, which obviously insanely hard to do, and to lead in RBIs is a very hard thing to do. The last time a player won a Triple Crown, could you maybe try to guess how long ago? You don't have to give me an exact year.
Okay, well you're making me think that it's not very recent. So no, I don't know. Is it No, I have no idea.
No idea?
My baseball knowledge is very limited. Most of the baseball conversation on this podcast will be Mike having a lot of knowledge and me responding to it, which I think works.
Yes.
But when it comes to a moment like this where I have to guess, I just am like gonna think of like a random Red Sox player. Like,
Okay.
was it a Red Sox player?
He was the second to last person to win it. But so let me explain to you. The last time there was a Triple Crown winner in all of the MLB, and the MLB's been around for over 150 years. It's been around forever. Mm-hmm. The last time it was won was in 2012. So not terribly long ago.
Okay.
But it was in 2012. You ever heard of a guy named Miguel Cabrera? Does that name ring a bell to you?
The last name, definitely, yeah.
Okay. So Miguel Cabrera, he played for the Tigers for a very long time.
That's such a baseball name, like Cabrera at the at bat. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I love it. So he won the Triple Crown in 2012 for the Detroit Tigers. Okay. So he led in average home runs, RBIs. Absolutely one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen in MLB history. So 2012, that's been what? 13 years ago? 13 years ago was the last Triple Crown winner.
That's crazy.
So the one before that, the last time it was one before that, okay, was a Red Sox. Okay.
What year?
1967.
Oh my God. Okay.
He's a very. I want to give you a hint.
Was it Coco Crisp?
Well, he didn't play in the 60s, but
No, okay.
Coco Crisp.
I
One of the
just sit
greatest
here-
names of all time, by the way.
Yeah, great name. I
want to give you a hint, but I feel it would give it away, and you would guess it immediately.
well, obviously it's an all-timer.
Yes.
You should try me, bro. I'm not gonna get. I don't know much.
The only hint I would have for you is he went to Merrimack College.
What?
One of our most famous alums.
I don't know. That's so embarrassing.
You're like Charlie Day.
yeah, Charlie Day.
Tony C.
What is it? Tony C of
No.
Tony C's?
No.
Man, that place is the best.
He went to my
I
high
would know if
school.
Tony C went to Merrimack. I love that place.
Tony C's is the shit.
Yeah.
He went to my high school.
Did
Tony
he
C.
really?
Yeah.
Good flex.
Huh.
I like that. I went to Tony C's when I was home, of course. It's like mandatory.
You have to.
Yeah.
Tony C's, for all our West Coast audience or people that don't live in the New England area at all,
Mm-hmm.
Tony C's is essentially like it's like a mixture of like Chili's and like Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know how to like kind of
See that?
like
yeah.
sporty.
It's just everything you want in a sports bar.
Perfection.
Big TVs, good food, nice selection of beers.
Mm-hmm.
Their honey barbecue tenders are unbelievable.
I think I've had those.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
So good.
If you went with me, you've had them.
Yeah.
Because I make sure you get them.
But it's a really cool vibe. Shout out Tony C's. Okay.
Shout out Tony C's. Sponsor us.
Expand West Coast.
Yeah, dude, please put a Tony's in my neighborhood. I will sustain your business by myself.
Okay, so 1967, he was a Merrimack alum. If you had to take a stab,
Johnny Damon.
Johnny Damon didn't play in the 60s.
All right. Give me
He's got a grandson that is currently playing in the league right now. I know that doesn't
In the
help at all.
NFL?
No.
Okay, 'cause
in baseball.
I think I either give me another hint or just call it for me. Put me out of my misery.
His nickname, people call him Yaz for short.
You're making this person up. I'm gonna be so embarrassed. It's gonna be like the most known is like Ken Griffey Jr. Griffey,
No.
regular.
Surprisingly, he never won a Triple Crown. Carl Yastrzemski. Does that name ring a bell at all?
It sounds familiar. I wouldn't have got that. Congrats, Merrimack alum, Triple Crown winner,
Yes.
Is he,
Red Sox legend.
Absolutely
Yes.
a Red Sox legend.
Yep. No, I knew that.
Yep.
Knew that.
Is he Russian?
Yes.
Yastrzemski?
I believe so. Yeah, that sounds right. Carl Yastrzemski. But he's an all-time Red Sox legend for sure. Went to Merrimack College. I think he went there for 2 years. I want to say he went for 2 years. This is like when Merrimack, before they even established a baseball program, I think he went there and played. I don't really know the history of Merrimack baseball, but he did play at Merrimack. He went there.
That's insane. I can't believe I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's probably for people in the New England area, I think he's the number one most famous alum.
Yeah.
Obviously, for anybody that doesn't know anything about Merrimack, would say Charlie Day is by far the biggest alum. But Carl
That's my goat. That's my goat. But yeah, no, I think I've just been exposed for how little Red Sox knowledge I have.
No.
I think the boys are gonna roast me in the group chat.
So there he is. Yeah, Carl Yastrzemski.
Handsome fella.
He was a legend. So 2012, 1967, those were the last two that have won. And then the year before, so basically the winners go 2012, 1967, 1966, 1956, 1948, 1947. So it's a crazy award to win.
I think it happens a lot more in football, obviously.
Yes.
Hit that next graphic.
Hit that next graphic.
Man,
it's
so much of baseball is, so much of every sport is math. I think that's why we do the number of the day fact. But baseball, especially, most of the stats look like a math equation. Like 0.38 million.
Yeah. Do you guys like Moneyball? That's what this reminds me
It's a good movie.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Haven't seen it in too long, though.
Really?
Yeah.
We got to get you back on Moneyball. That's a phenomenal movie.
It's a good movie.
Oh, and to back to your point, yes, there is a Triple Crown in horse racing. That is a thing.
Nice.
So, anyways, looking at this graphic,
Let me squint my eyes over here.
there's been a total of 17 Triple Crown winners, and the most notably is 2012, Miguel Cabrera. That was in our era, so we would remember him. We know him. He just retired not too long ago.
Congrats. Good for him.
If you look at all the years on that graphic,
And then, is that then that second guy, Carl Yastrzemski? That guy went to Merrimack, right? I knew that.
look at Ant with the
Yeah.
Merrimack and baseball knowledge.
Oh, Mickey Mantle. That's a name.
Mickey
I know that
Mantle.
name.
Yep. Ted Williams won it twice, which is absurd.
Jamie Foxx in 1933.
He's a great Jimmy. Yeah, he's a great card to use in MLB The Show. Really fun to use him. But so if you look at those numbers, look at 330 batting average, which means you're outstanding, unreal. 44 home runs, 139 RBIs.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Then 1937, that's a wild 20 home runs and 73 RBIs led the Triple Crown.
Is it? I think it looks like Mickey Mantle had the most home runs of anyone on this list.
I believe so.
52.
52.
That's crazy. Man,
So-
baseball.
Yeah, crazy stat.
I feel like if I got an at bat, I could do something.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
confident on that?
Yeah.
I'm confident in you
The
doing it.
extent of my Red Sox knowledge is just the random players like Coco Crisp. And then I know that Fenway is a great stadium and that they have the Franks and that they're unbelievable.
The Franks at Fenway.
Yeah.
Fenway Frank.
They know how to
So
prepare a glizzy out there. The last time I went to the Red Sox, I think I had 3 and I felt sick. But there's a challenge. There's a baseball challenge where you try to do 9 innings. It's like 999 or something. It's like 9 innings, 9 beers, 9 hot dogs.
There's no way.
I think I could do that.
The 9 beers, 1,000% I could do.
Yeah.
The hot dogs is where I would struggle with.
Yeah, man. You'd have to just pace yourself, I guess. And you'd have to be really hungry that day.
Yep. Okay. So, with this graphic, it just shows you how difficult it is. Shohei Ohtani almost did it last year. He was, I think, a total of 4 batting average points away
Wow.
from winning the Triple Crown last year for the National League. So he led in home runs, he led in RBIs, and he hit 310 last year. His batting average was 310.
And the best was 314.
314.
Wow.
Yes. So, and it was funny because there was a huge thing. The guy, Luis Arias, he plays for the Padres. He's the one who won the batting title. So the batting title is when you have the highest batting average, typically the most hits. So he got rested the last game of the season last year because the Padres had already clinched the playoffs and everything. So they rested him that last game. So his batting average couldn't be affected anymore.
Yeah.
So he was dead set.
Oh, they
314.
locked him in, yeah.
Yes. So everybody was upset because if he had gone 0 for 4 that game, no hits, in 4 at-bats, his batting average could have dropped a little bit, and Ohtani may have. So that's always been a thing where it's like guys get rested like the last game of the season, and it's like, no, like this other guy's so close to him, like let him battle it out for that last day.
Yeah.
So to wrap this all up, to explain it all, this year, Aaron Judge, who I'm sure you've heard of.
Yeah. He was my guess for who would have won it most recently.
Then you would have been very close because he has been very close to winning it last year. I think he only missed out on batting average as well. But the other guy ahead of him, I think, was like 30 points ahead of, or 20 points ahead.
He's having a good day.
Yeah.
Good year. Good season.
year. So Aaron Judge, I want to ask the audience and let us know in the comments or anywhere, or, DM us, whatever.
Sorry.
Do we think that Aaron Judge is going to win the Triple Crown this year? The reason why I say that is we are in the beginning of June. Today, we are recording episode 3 on June the 3rd, 2025. Aaron Judge is currently batting .391.
Dang, okay.
Which is obviously unbelievable.
Let me compare that to some of the ones we have on this graphic. Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good if I know numbers. Which,
So he's batting .391, which is obviously first and Head and Shoulders above shout out Head and Shoulders shampoo.
Sponsor us.
.391, which is Head and Shoulders way above everybody else in the league. He is currently second in the league with 21 home runs. The only guy ahead of him is Shohei Ohtani and Cal Raleigh, the catcher for the Seattle Mariners. So 21 home runs. So he's third. Third, because Cal Raleigh and Shohei Ohtani.
Okay.
And then with RBIs, he has 50, which is fourth. So
he'd need to keep up the pace, maybe turn up a little bit.
yes. And there's guys ahead of him in a couple of those categories so he doesn't have to defeat Shohei Ohtani for home runs because it is league-based. So Shohei plays in the National League, which is a set of different teams.
Okay.
Aaron Judge plays in the American League. Different.
So
set
you
of
get a
teams.
Triple Crown for your side of the...
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. So that makes it a little easier.
It makes it a little easier, but
You
like...
think so? Yeah,
you
you
would
think it's been a minute. Yeah.
Yep. So the pace that Judge is going on right now, he's going to hit over 60 home runs, and he's going to have well over 100 RBIs. Last year, he hit 322. That was his batting average. He had 58 home runs and 133 RBIs. That was last year.
Holy crap.
And he is like projected to be even better this year. So first, third, and fourth in all these categories.
So 58 home runs would be the most a Triple Crown winner could have had, or has had on this, according to this graphic. We see 52 is the best.
52, yep.
And then, the RBIs, 139 is pretty high, but 100 seems to be the magic number there.
Yep.
And then, his batting average would be on the higher side.
Yes. And if you look at that graphic, so like the relatively new players, so 2012, you go all the way down to even let's just say 1942 for the sake of argument.
Yep.
The averages, nothing like crazy, like 353, 362. That's insanely good, obviously.
Yeah, we got some like high, like 420s, which is, good for them, blaze it. But like, it seems like lately it's not been that high for the Triple Crown winners.
Yes. So do we think, everybody, I know Yankee fans are going to love this one, but do we think Aaron Judge wins the Triple Crown this year? I truthfully believe he is going to. He's going to hit close to 60 home runs, if not over 60 home runs. He's going to have well over 130 RBIs. That'll lead both categories. And then the 391 batting average. Obviously, that's going to fluctuate throughout the season because 391 is pretty much an impossible pace to keep up with nowadays. Baseball is just too hard.
Yeah.
Way too hard nowadays.
Well, so let me ask you, what's your take on... I see a lot of talk on Twitter about the bats that they're using. There's like a new technology behind it, new shape.
Yep.
What do you think about that? Do you think that that's like legit? Obviously, it seems like it maybe is helping the team. I don't know much more than the extent of, I saw it on Twitter, they're using new bats and they're having success. And then somebody was like, why didn't they do this a long time ago? But I guess it's like a really smart way they did it.
Yes.
So what's your take on that?
I think it's really good for the game because, like I said, baseball is such a hard sport. The pitcher always has an advantage. As a hitter, if you succeed 3 times out of 10, that's how a batting average is equated. If you get 3 hits and 10 at-bats, that's successful.
Yeah.
You know, you look at NBA, if you hit 3 out of 10 3-pointers,
That's terrible.
That's not very good at all.
Yeah, well,
That's
for
horrible.
threes, it's okay. But, like, if you're 3 for 10 from the field in general, like, that's awful.
Horrible.
Yeah.
If you go 3 for 10 as a quarterback passing the football, is that good or
Yikes.
bad? That's horrendous.
Yikes.
Baseball is a sport where you are set up to fail, and if you have a failure rate that is somewhat decent, that is known as a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
If you hit 3 out of 10 times,
That's crazy.
you are a Hall of Famer. So the torpedo bats, that's what they're called. Mm-hmm. It's a new system that they implemented with these bats. So basically the theory behind it is, you know how a baseball bat is long and it's top heavy, so that a lot of the weight on the bat and the sweet spot, as it's known as, is placed on the top of the barrel or the middle of the barrel of the bat. So these designers, they came up with this bat. The end of the bat, so, you know, like when you hit it off the end of the bat, you hit it really soft because it's not very powerful, it's not strong, like all the mass isn't in that area of the bat. So these designers came up with this bat that were like, okay, well, we have all this room to work with. Why don't we shift some of the weight towards the sweet spot?
Where it's going to be connecting.
Yes, where you want, and it essentially makes the sweet spot of the bat bigger. So why don't we just take the extra wood that's on the end of this bat, put it down towards the middle, because if you hit it off the end of the bat, it's bad regardless. So let's just forget about it, basically meaning that it's going to be nothing, and let's put it towards the center of the barrel of the bat.
So you kind of, you almost guarantee that a hit off the middle of the bat is going to suck. You get rid of any chance that it could be okay, but you're kind of putting all of your bets into, if we get it hit on the sweet spot, it's going to be so much better than usual.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's really good technology, and yes, everybody is right. Why didn't anybody think of this sooner?
I was just going to say, as someone who's not super into baseball, who's not, as connected to the sport, I think why did it take so long to get to that thought?
It's great. I think people kind of didn't want to flirt with the idea because they didn't know if it was legal, but it 1,000% is, and I have zero issue with it. I know there are people who came out and said, "Oh no, that's cheating the sport." It's like, no, dude, we're playing a sport where 3 out of 10 times you succeed, you're a Hall of Famer. Like, no, make it a little easier on the hitters because pitchers always have the upper hand, no matter what.
You think that circulates around the league? Has it yet?
Yes, it actually has.
Okay.
It started off at the beginning of the season. The Yankees were the ones who first, the designer for the bats, they gave them to the Yankees first. The Yankees tried them out, and the Yankees went back-to-back games scoring over 10 runs.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh crap, these things might actually work. So then word got around the league. Everybody's like, oh, well, I want to order them now. So then they started ordering them. They were all over the place. A couple of the Dodger players tried them. They didn't like them.
Okay.
They're used to their bat. They've been swinging the same bat, think about it, your entire life.
Yeah.
And I think as of late, just recently the Dodgers and Yankees just played, and the Yankees lost 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers, and I think they actually shut down their torpedo bats for the rest of the season, actually.
Wow.
Because they haven't been finding much success with them, which is crazy because the Yankees have been playing really good.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So
I wonder if it had started with the Dodgers, would they have not even caught on because it didn't work out?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Interesting thought.
Yeah.
I just think it's crazy that there's just sports just evolve in such a way over time that's so interesting.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if, perhaps the Green Bay Packers are trying to ban the torpedo bat now because they think it's too good. No, it's funny. I love, not to transition to football, but I think it's so funny how mad people got at the Packers for trying to ban the tush push.
The tush push, yeah.
But I think the torpedo bat's a lot different because everybody, it's an object.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can have that in the building, but not everyone can have Jalen Hurts and his quads in their building.
Or that offensive line.
Yeah, or the offensive line. But yeah, I think the torpedo bat development is so interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool, and new things for any sport is really good, and I want to see new things, and I want to see teams try different things out. Nothing too crazy, but it's just the smarter thinking. Like, let's place more towards the sweet spot and make things easier. Mm-hmm. So, yeah,
Sweet
that's
spot.
fun fact.
Yeah. Good stuff. Triple Crown in baseball. My favorite sport.
Okay, you want to talk a little NBA playoffs? What just happened?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, first off, I want to take a little victory lap over here. Pacers in 6 did happen.
You called it.
Snipe.
You called it.
And now we both knew it would go 6, but I was thinking Pacers. You were thinking Knicks.
Yes.
And oh man, I just want to say this. Knicks, what happened?
Madison Square Garden doesn't look too lit nowadays, does it?
No, nope. That Pacers fan in the street that they beat up, he got the last laugh.
He did.
He was watching from the hospital, loving it. I don't think he went to the hospital, but
Don't trash at people.
no,
Keep it classy. And New York has been known to not keep it classy.
no. Well, I don't know. Throw all New York down the river, but I mean they were just
a lot of people.
yeah, they were just celebrating like they won the championship after making it out of the second round, and I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I think that when you celebrate like that, like the sports gods just strike you down. They're like, no, you're not gonna win. You shouldn't do that. Like, I don't know.
It's like the Padres every time they beat the Dodgers. It's their World Series. Like, congratulations.
Yeah.
You guys have never won a World Series before, but you guys get really excited when you guys beat the team up north of you, huh?
And then you get the fake banner picture of like beat the Dodgers one time. So funny.
That's their World Series, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't fault them. You know, you like to beat the Dodgers. That's your thing. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's great. Beat us as many times as you want. But guess what? We're still counting these at the end of the day, which
Once
you
the
guys have
playoffs-
0 of.
Yeah, when the playoffs roll around, what are you doing for me?
And the Padres got really excited in 2022 when they beat the Dodgers. Oh, they were celebrating. There was parades on the streets of San Diego. They were super excited. They were tearing down light posts. All of a sudden, they lose in the next round, and they didn't even make it to the World Series. So, congratulations.
Exactly what happened to the Knicks, and
Yeah.
it was fun to see that game 1 where they choked it away and Halliburton hit that's one of the best basketball games I've watched
Yeah.
in so long, and to see him do that and then to see them win in overtime it was, and I think at that moment the series was over.
Yeah.
All the momentum is just completely gone at that point.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, how do we feel about Pascal winning the MVP over Tyrese?
I very much disagree with Pascal winning it. Not that I don't actually like Pascal Siakam a lot. I just think that in that particular series, while Halliburton maybe had some off nights and didn't necessarily pull himself away statistically that much from Siakam, I would say they were kind of close to each other stats-wise. And then Halliburton literally hit that shot and that game 1 shot should have been enough to tip the scales his direction. And there is that video of him. You've seen the video when they announce the conference finals MVP, and Tyrese is like, and then it's Siakam, and he's like, never mind.
He had like that look, like that Nick Young swaggy P
Yes.
meme.
Oh, that's such a good meme. Yeah. It's tough, but I don't know. I think there's such a rounded team that it doesn't matter who wins the MVP or whatever. I think they're going to be so locked in the finals. I would love to see them win personally, but they do have to play the team on the other side of the bracket, who we were incredibly wrong about our predictions. We thought it was going to go 7. Both of us thought it was going to go 7.
Yes.
And the Minnesota Timberwolves did not show up.
Nope, not one bit. And it was a tough series. Just they tipped the scales, man, in the Western Conference Finals. Like, it's just like they're unstoppable.
Yeah.
There's no game plan you can throw at them. You can go big man against them, doesn't matter. You can go lockdown defenders against them, it doesn't matter. They just are too talented and too deep of a team to even pretty much compete with. They never struggled. Yeah, the Denver series went 7 games, but did you truthfully think Denver was winning that series?
In my heart, I did.
Yeah, that's right. You were on the
In my heart,
Nuggets bandwagon.
I wanted the Russ ring.
He does deserve a ring.
He does. Man, last episode, we were talking about the series. We were hyping up both teams so much, and I was like, oh yeah, the Timberwolves, like so exciting, like let's go. I hope they can do it, and they just got flattened.
Yep.
And they did sneak a win in, like a 42-point win.
Yeah. First game in Minnesota.
It felt like the Thunder were just kind of taking the night off.
For sure.
They were like, we have this so easily, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, especially when you win when you win the first 2 games and you already took your home court 2-0. It's like game 3, yes, they're going to be excited in Minnesota. They're going to be up for it. And yeah, you win by 40. I don't think OKC was worried about that loss.
No, it didn't affect them at all.
No.
They just came right back and dominated. And yeah, it's pretty insane. I think I'm really excited for this finals. I think it's crazy that some people aren't excited for this finals. And I get it. It's like small market teams and, not super like loaded with superstars.
Mm-hmm.
You have SGA and then you have Halliburton, who's, you wouldn't consider him like a huge star.
No.
Before this playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
He was a star, but he wasn't like this level. But man, I'm just so excited. It's just 2 good teams that are well rounded. They play so well together, and they are playing their best basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like either side they kind of squeaked through, and it's like, oh, like thank God they were able to make it to the finals. It's like no, like these teams dominated their side of the bracket, and
I feel like they match up pretty well against each other too, and maybe
Yeah.
we can give our predictions in a little bit.
Yeah.
I would like to, but I think they match up really well together. Tyrese, Shea, that's going to be the story all this entire series, and we'll see how that goes. But I think both of them are very much up for the challenge. And, on one side, you've got a team that was not expected to be here, that flew under the radar. They went out in the Eastern Conference, and they essentially dominated. They were beating everybody.
They played so hard.
And they're playing with house money right now, so they're going to be the looser team.
Yeah.
That makes sense. They're going to go into this series like we're not even supposed to be here. Let's just play our game. Let's do what we've done this entire postseason, and let's lay it out all on the line. The Oklahoma City Thunder, on the other hand, they've got a kind of different storyline. They were projected to be here this entire season.
Yep.
And they
One
kind
seed.
of they ran through the West. They had by far the best record in all of basketball. They were the best offensive team, the best defensive team. So now the pressure's really on. Like,
Yeah.
they were doubted for many years because they were too young. Shea never really took that next step. Now he did. He's the MVP. He's now in the NBA Finals. Now it's all up to you.
It's like put up or shut up.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you got?
And if he wins, let's just say if he wins the NBA Finals and wins Finals MVP, so that means this season he won the regular season MVP, won the Western Conference Finals MVP, he would have an NBA championship,
And number 1 seed team.
number 1 seed, and he would have an NBA Finals MVP. Where would Shea rank in today's players right this second if he won Finals MVP and they won the championship?
See, this is the kind of conversation that makes me want to see. And I'm not a hater, but I kind of want to see him lose. Because, okay, here.
He got traded for Paul George.
Yeah, that was a terrible trade.
Clippers.
I don't know.
Does he?
I think he ranks really high, obviously. I think he ranks right below Tatum. Jason Tatum, small forward on the Celtics.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the
Number
name.
0. I didn't wear his jersey today, but if you look back at episode 1 and 2.
Wait, so where does Tatum rank?
Like 1? No, not 1. Like,
Guys, I can't do it.
like 4 or 5? Like 4. Well, you got, what do you want to do the whole list right now? Okay, I mean, I'm not crazy. I guess if you have the finals and a finals MVP and an MVP, unfortunately, you probably have to put him above Tatum. But I hate that. I don't want that to happen.
I think if he wins the Finals MVP, and
Would
they
you
win
put
the
him
finals,
above Jokic or Giannis? Or
I think I might put.
would you put him?
Jokic is by far the best player in the league.
Yeah.
I think if Shea does what he is set out to do right now, I don't see a world where I can't put him number 2. I simply can't. And that's not to discredit Giannis, who is probably more talented and has a finals MVP. He won finals MVP, right? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, he put up 50 in that closeout game.
That was
awesome.
In 2021.
Yeah.
Shea,
Are you saying what have you done for me lately?
kind of, sort of, and the best player on the best team in the league by far, that just won the MVP and won Finals MVP. I just don't see a world where he's not number 2.
What if I say that he flops a lot?
Yeah, you call him the free throw merchant, as Doris Burke likes to call him over the airwaves.
That was one of the funniest calls ever. Twitter likes to call him the free throw merchant. I died at that. That's great. That's great commentary. Yeah, I don't know.
But it's not okay. There's been a lot of guys in this league to draw fouls.
Yeah.
James Harden specifically, the most notable
Yeah,
one.
I mean Brunson. If the Knicks won that series, it would have been flopathon.
Also, you cannot fault. Here's my opinion about all this, and I get serious about this because it frustrates the hell out of me. This league is now so soft.
Yeah.
There's no hand checking.
Dude,
you can't play physical anymore. The physical defenders no longer exist because they're not allowed to. There are some out there. Like, I hate when the old heads sit here and say that, oh, this era of the NBA, these NBA players are so soft. They don't play, tough anymore. It's like, no, they're not allowed to. The league has shifted into it's more offensive centered around offensive players. So guess what? If you're going to use that to your advantage, why are you going to fault the player?
Yeah, I agree. I think SGA would still be a great player without the flopping. And I think it's up to the NBA to change the way the game's officiated and make their star players more likable by making flopping not such a viable thing. I hate it, but I think the way that the Pacers games have been officiated, like Pacers Knicks series, like it got physical. I think it was game 1 was like so physical. It was like watching a physical basketball game was like such a good experience. I was like, oh, I love this. And I'm worried that the officiating is gonna be the biggest decider in this finals. It's like whether they let them play or whether they give them a lot of free throws, because the Pacers are a very physical defense.
Yep.
And the Thunder take a lot of free throw. Like it's just whether they let them play or not, I think is going to sway a lot. What do you think?
And I think in finals you typically have it where they let them play a little bit. They swallow their whistle a little bit more.
Hope so.
I see that being the case. I know that probably the league wants Shea to win finals and finals MVP because it's just better for the smaller market team. But I don't know. I think they let him play, and I think that, they swallow their whistle at times, and you can't just have free throw shooting be the predominant force in an NBA finals. So I think there's going to be a lot less free throws attempted, and I think it's just going to come down to who is the better team, which I think is.
I hate the idea that the NBA can just like want someone to win and like kind of help them out. I hate that so much.
That's how it works, man.
Yeah,
it sucks.
And it's like if you're gonna script it in any way, just make it entertaining. Don't make it like marketable. It's funny. Me and Em just watched last night the Hunger Games, and in that have you seen the Hunger Games? Watched the Hunger Games? Of course not. Of course
God
not.
damn it, Mike.
So I think that'd be fascinating to cover on like an episode of this. I know it's not super relevant, but it is like a sport. They're dropped in the arena, fight to the death, try to live. But they have these overarching characters. They're called the game makers that affect the game. They'll cause natural disaster things to happen to draw players closer together, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible and tell a good story within the games. Like there's like a
explain how betting is a really big part of it. That's why he's bringing it up, because we hit
bet.
Betting's a hard. Yeah. Betting happens. There are sponsors who will pay a ton of money, and with that money, it's like send gifts to the person they're betting on to like literally like it'll be like medicine to help them win it. Like absolutely affects the outcome.
And it's similar to how you see real sports players. Like, all of the people in the games have different odds based on their stats, like age, weight, height,
really cool.
skill set.
Really?
Yeah, there's like a odds board that we paused and we were checking out everyone's
I've
odds.
seen this movie a million times. I've never looked twice at that board. It's just like a random B-roll filler shot when they're in the Capitol, and Anthony was like, wait, rewind this. And he like paused it multiple times. Is like analyzing everyone's stats.
It's awesome. I love that.
Stats are fun to look at.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
But so when people talk about the NBA and like, oh, they want this person to win, it just feels like I just hate the idea of any like overarching interference like you would see in like Hunger Games or whatever. And I'm just like, damn, I want the underdog story to happen. This Pacers team currently reminds me a lot of that. I think it was 2019, that Raptors team with Kawhi.
Yeah.
And really, the biggest difference I see is that Kawhi was a lot bigger of a star than Halliburton was coming into the season. But it just kind of seems like a randomly assembled group of pieces that like not necessarily anyone's seeking out. You know, Pascal Siakam, like nobody's like dying to trade for him, to build around him. And also Pascal Siakam was on that Raptors team, so that's the biggest parallel.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have the star in Halliburton, and it just seems like an underdog team that's going on a crazy random run, and I love it.
Okay, I actually really like that analogy of you comparing them to the Raptors, the 2019 Raptors.
They make me feel the same way.
That's actually, shout out, Ant, that was a great pull. That's a outstanding analogy, and I want to explain why.
Yep.
Because the Raptors technically weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
They were facing the best team in the league. That was the KD Warriors era.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
But here's what I want to say, and Toronto's essentially a small market as well, just like Indiana is. I want to say something, though. If Tyrese, jeez, I keep knocking into this mic. If Tyrese beats this OKC Thunder team and the Pacers win the finals, shoot me, do whatever you want.
Okay.
That is 1,000,000 times more impressive than Kawhi's ring.
Really?
With the Raptors. And you want to know why?
Million.
Because that Raptors team, they beat the Sixers on the crazy Game 7 shot. It was Game 7 against over Embiid. You know, they had all the aura.
Sick. Very similar to the choke shot in Game 1.
Very similar to the choke shot. That Warriors team was depleted when Kawhi beat them.
Yeah.
KD was hurt. Clay tore his ACL again. And he was basically playing against Steph and Draymond. I think if Tyrese wins this ring and beats Shea, Chet, Jalen, and they beat him, that's way more impressive than Kawhi's ring.
Okay. I do love that Kawhi ring, though. And I love that in 2K they have that as like a legacy team. That was one of my favorite teams. And I would bet on like Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka rebounds like every night, and they'd always hit it. I don't know why. I just something about that team. She's like a ragtag group of dudes, and that's what this Pacers team feels like. And yeah, it would be insanely impressive. Oh, that'd be so exciting.
I just don't.
And then Halliburton would go to the Clippers. No, not that.
Maybe they can trade another SGA for another star that they see.
Yeah, they'll get rid of a star.
So, where would you rank if the Pacers? We'll get into our predictions in 1 second, but where would you rank the Pacers winning this title if they did? Of all the titles that have been won in recent memory, like, is this like number one? I think it would be the most impressive.
Yeah, I don't think any other title was like necessarily insanely impressive to me. Except for the Celtics one. No, that is like such a disc. I feel like people don't care about that ring very much. And
well, they were head and shoulders.
It's disrespected, and so is the Lakers Mickey Mouse bubble ring. Not to use the double M word.
you could say the bubble ring. I don't know about Mickey Mouse. I didn't see Mickey hand over the fucking Larry O'Brien trophy to LeBron because he wants his damn respect.
I hit a nerve. No, I was trying to talk to Em about the bubble the other day. I think it's one of the most fascinating things that's happened in sport. And as fun as it is to make fun of that, like, and call it the Mickey Mouse ring, which I think, like I said, people make fun of Tatum because they hate Boston. I think people make fun of that ring because they hate LA.
They hate LeBron.
Understandably. But that was some great basketball. The bubble was such a fever dream. I loved it.
Who was the, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name right now? The Pacers dude who dropped fucking 50 or 60. Jesus, why am I forgetting his name? I just heard it the other day too. Oh my God, I'm blanking.
It wasn't?
Warren.
TJ Warren.
Yeah,
TJ Warren. He was awesome in the bubble.
Bubble TJ Warren.
And Bubble Murray.
Yep.
Jamal Murray.
Bubble Jamal Murray. Bubble Donovan Mitchell. Like,
yeah.
Gosh, such good hoops.
The bubble was great. That was awesome.
Such good
And then you got that Steven Adams clip. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
It's not Syria, mate. We're living in a bloody resort. That's all time. What a season. That was some good shit. But yeah, I think the Pacers ring would rank really highly.
I think it's more impressive than that. Like, not to discredit any of these championships. This Pacers team should not win it, and if they do, I think it's more impressive than Giannis and the Bucks.
Yep.
More impressive than Jokic and the Nuggets.
Yep.
LeBron in the bubble. Tatum. Any Warriors rings. Any Miami Heat rings, any Cavs or the one Cavs ring, any Spurs rings, like this would be.
I think you could go back to the Mavericks over the Heat.
But that team is so good too. Like you had Dirk essentially in his prime, Jason Terry, like not Jason Kidd. No, Jason Kidd was on that team, right? No, I'm tripping. Whatever. But I can't see a more impressive ring, especially with the tall task that they had to face. Like, they knock out the Knicks, who were projected to win the big market. And if you get through Oklahoma City, which is arguably the greatest team that had the greatest season in NBA history, I don't know. To me, I think it would be the most impressive ring, especially with Tyrese Halliburton emerging. He's essentially doing what everybody wants and is thinking Ant is doing by, he slayed all the dragons and now he's at the top of the food chain. It's like, no, Ant's never gotten to a finals. If Tyrese wins this finals and gets to it, or he's already gotten to it, if he wins this title, like, where does he rank?
And he gets MVP. If he needs to win the MVP if he wins it. I think he will.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't win it for the conference. I think it would be crazy. And we can get into predictions, kind of. I just want to say, I think the biggest roadblock for the Pacers is just how are they going to stop Chet? That's where I think the series is it's going to come down to. Besides the officiating.
I think Miles Turner, because
I watched that game 6 against the Knicks. I actually watched it on the airplane flying back from the wedding, which was a great way to kill 3 hours on the plane.
Yep.
I don't think Miles Turner could cover Cat very well. He was struggling a little bit.
Chet.
No, in the game.
In the game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Now I'm like, what's he going to do with Chet? I think that's going to be a very important aspect of it. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Because, they got great defenders all around the board, but Chet just has crazy length, and we'll have to see. I do love Miles Turner, though. Shout out. He got a cool shout out after the game because they were like, you're the longest tenured Pacer. It was like 10 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's been around. He's been around for so long. Okay, you want to do our predictions?
Yeah, let's do predictions. You go first. I got to think of mine.
I said it right off the bat when I found out that this was going to be the finals. And I'm going to just stick with my prediction because nothing has swayed me the other way, and I'm really sorry. I've fully drank all of the Oklahoma City Kool-Aid, and I think it would be really cool to see them win a ring, which is something I would have never said in my life, but I'm kind of sick of my Lakers right now. I am going to go Oklahoma City in 5.
Okay. You think they put up or a similar fight to the Wolves the Pacers do?
I could see the Pacers having a 40-point blowout win in the first game in Indiana, but everybody, I think, has already been put on notice. This is the unstoppable force, and they're not meeting the immovable object, like we alluded to last episode. This
We thought they met an immovable object. And they moved that fucking object pretty easily.
the road that the Thunder had to go to is absurd. You beat the Nuggets, then you beat the T-Wolves pretty easily. You beat the Grizzlies without even. I totally forgot they played the Grizzlies because that series was irrelevant.
Yeah.
And they have just slashed and slayed through these opponents. There's no way in hell. I think the Pacers and Indiana fans are going to hate me for this. I don't see the Pacers winning more than one game in this series.
Well, they're gonna love me.
No, don't do it.
I'm going Pacers. Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm not the most analytical, mathematical selector of who I think is going to win the series. I go by what I want to see happen a lot of the times. And we just talked about how cool this ring would be. I really, really want to see the Pacers win this ring. I've come around, like I've enjoyed this team so much. Neesmith, the former Celtic
legend.
Yeah, he's awesome. They have point guard getting Nemhard.
Yeah, Gonzaga Bulldog.
Turner's so likable. Siakam is it's such a likable team. They play so hard. They hustle. They play defense. They have special moments. I really just want to see them win. I don't now necessarily think that they're gonna win, but I'm taking them in 7. Pacers in 7.
Thunder comes before lightning, and this Thunder's a brewing, and that lightning is Shai Gilgeous holding up the Larry O'Brien Trophy and winning the finals MVP is called the Bill Russell MVP, I believe. Mm-hmm. I'm happy that you're rooting, and I'm happy that we
don't mean to do it like this.
No, not at
all.
all.
Typically Mike goes with the smarter pick. I go with the more fun pick. And my fun pick won last round in the Pacers.
Yeah.
Though in the Eastern at least. But yeah, okay. Pacers in 7. Thunder in 5. Damn.
It's gonna be tough, man.
I hope the Pacers at the very least get pushed for 6 games. I think that'd be an achievement for them. I want them to win it all. I want Tyrese to get that Bill Russell. And he's gonna be number 1. He's gonna go above Jokic. We'll see.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode number 3, a good lengthy baseball segment. I'm sorry to do that to you.
No, it's good. Teach me about baseball. I'm here to learn.
I would love to. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Shout out our EP executive producer, M. Wood, for doing all the behind the scenes work for us. Shout out the Third Wheel Podcast Studio. Again, if you have not followed us on our social medias, make sure to go follow our Instagram account at Sports Rant Pod. Make sure to go follow our YouTube account at Sports Rant Pod. Mm-hmm. We got a lot more episodes coming in.
We're keep episode 3.
Episode 3.
Next episode 4, I'll have a fun fact for you, and it won't be about the Wendy's 4 for 4, but maybe.
And don't ever forget, Jaylen Brown is the best player on the Boston Celtics. Thank you so much for watching.
That doesn't even make me mad. I mean, I would say Tatum is, but hey, at least it's complimenting someone on the Celtics.
Thanks for watching Sports Rant with Mike and Ant. Sports Rant is hosted by Anthony Russo and Michael Gonzalez, produced by M. Wood, and recorded at Third Wheel Podcast Studios in Los Angeles. Follow the show on YouTube and Instagram at Sports Rant Pod.